what up, everybody? It's your boy Will. I'll be your host for this evening, day, night, afternoon, whenever you were watching this. We're coming at y'all a little bit late, but better late than never, as I always say. We're talking about the first two episodes of The Acolyte, Star Wars The Acolyte. The premiere is here. It just dropped this past week. We are watching the latest Star Wars show now, and we got the first two episodes. I like those two-episode premieres. It gives you a little bit of a better sense if you're going to dig the show or not. I really do enjoy that. Sometimes that one episode just isn't enough to whet your appetite or get you interested, but, I would definitely say my expectations were not the highest going into this, just because lately I feel like Star Wars TV has not been quite as good as it was with Mandalorian Season 1, Season 2, and with Andor Season 1, I do feel like Ahsoka definitely has some very sloppy writing going on. Obi-Wan was a huge disappointment for me overall. Had some great moments in there. Ewan McGregor was giving it his all and stepped right back into the role, and they even got to redeem Hayden between Ahsoka and Obi-Wan as well. We're supposed to be getting a Season 2 of Ahsoka, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they can improve some of the sloppy writing. And I am a fan of the actress Natasha Liu Bordizzo, but I do think she was miscast as Sabine, or they need to change the writing. One of the two, but to me, she felt a little bit miscast in a sense. Her skill set kind of makes sense for the character in the sense of her skills as an actress and martial artist, but never really came together for me during Ahsoka. So my expectations for Star Wars are a little bit lowered right now, and I'm not exactly as hyped on it as I used to be, you know what I mean? And, sequel trilogy and all that other stuff notwithstanding, you know what I'm saying? I always come into Star Wars with an open mind, and that's all the stuff I watch as a fan, and even doing this for the podcast, I always try to approach everything with an open mind. I always try to give everything a fair shake, and just wait and see how I'm truly feeling with it, and don't let other people color my opinions. But now that I've had the chance to sit down with the first two episodes, I did rewatch the second episode again, because I wanted to pick up on a couple more details there that I missed when I did fall asleep watching it the first time. Not saying anything on the pacing of the show. I was just tired and should have waited until the morning to watch it. But that was on me. I watched it after band practice, and we were going hard. We were going heavy. So that's what she said. but yeah. So getting into the show itself, I will say overall, it's pretty darn good. It's not exactly what I was hoping for with a Star Wars show that leans more into a little bit of a darker vibe, focusing on dark side characters. Doesn't really go into that as much. You're really kind of following around with this character, Ashana or whatever, who is also the twin of May, who's going around killing Jedi and whatnot. And, they got this whole murder mystery going on of her twin coming back seemingly from the dead. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying. And she's going around killing Jedi. What's the motivation? What's the whole thing behind it? Is the Jedi truly corrupt? Are they as good as they or as noble as they like to make themselves be across the galaxy? Or is there more nefarious things going on and they're not quite what they're cracked up to be? This has become a little bit of a tired topic that Star Wars just seems obsessed with covering over and over and over again ever since The Last Jedi, almost a decade ago. And for me personally, it's getting a little played out. We get it. The Jedi aren't exactly the most noble thing that's ever existed, and we get it. There's bad sides to it, yada, 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 politics, da-da-da-da. I get it, but it's starting to become a little played out, and the heroes of the story that are supposed to be the Jedis at this point aren't really feeling like much like heroes anymore these days, except for a few of the pure-hearted ones that kind of pop up here and there. Qui-Gon Jinn, Master Soul, and this played by Ji Jae from Squid Game fame. So, it's all right. The characterizations are okay. I don't necessarily think Amanda Steinberg or any of the actors are necessarily going above and beyond, except for Lee Jung-jae as Master Soul. I think he's doing a great job at making this character feel a little more lived in, a little bit more well realized, and a little bit more interesting or intriguing to watch on screen, and truly feels like what a Jedi should feel like. So I think he's doing a great job with his performance. Amanda Steinberg, I will give her credit. She is making the two twins seem like two completely separate people. So I will give her credit there. She is doing decent acting. I'm not saying she's like, Emmy, Oscar winner, or anything like that, but she's doing a pretty solid job. For the little bit that Carrie-Anne Moss gets as that Master Jedi before she gets killed in one of the most lamest executed ways I've seen in a Star Wars fight scene in a long time, especially when you have cool-ass Matrix choreography that was going on. Still a bit of a letdown in the overall execution, but she was pretty good in it for the part that she had, and she's always good at playing those stoic characters when she needs to, or getting very, flamed up and passionate. So I think Carrie-Anne Moss was a great pick for a Jedi. Just a little bit disappointed that they didn't give her a little bit more to do before she died, or aren't giving us any more context into the character, or so far, as to why the character was going to get killed and whatnot. I'm sure a flashback is coming up in this season because they got to explain why some of these people are becoming her victims in the first place. They have to go back and explain why she has a problem with these Jedis in general. She can't just have a problem with Jedi and just be randomly picking these fools. And if so, terrible writing in that regard. And when it comes to the overall writing, it's okay. I think sometimes there's some really cool, intriguing, like mysterious stuff going on with the murder mystery, but there's also some really dumb character decisions going on and things that don't quite add up or make as much sense as other things going on. So it's a little bit topsy-turvy in that sense, and I do feel like a lot of the characters feel very wooden, especially the one played by I'm forgetting the girl's name, Daphne Keene, who got famous from Logan, 7 years ago now. Holy shit. Who got famous for playing X-23 in Logan. And they're totally wasting her here and any of these other actors that might be of note or anything like that. And I don't know, man. They just feel very wooden. They feel very two-dimensional. There's not really much to the characters. They're a little bit boring, to be honest with you. I don't even remember any of the side characters' names. That just goes to show you how I feel like poorly well-realized these characters have been brought out to screen so far. The action's really cool. I wouldn't mind getting to see a little more lightsaber choreography, but I'm sure that since this is a High Republic Jedi-focused, show, we're gonna get more of that. But yeah, man. Overall, I wouldn't say it's completely underwhelming. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily something that you have to rush out and go watch right away. And the plan for me, at least here on the channel, for us covering it, I think I'm going to wait until the very end after this and cover the other 6 episodes that are to come. I think I think it's 8 episodes. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to double check. But the rest of the episodes will drop as a one single thing after this one goes up for the first 2. I'm going to wait and see how the whole mystery and everything plays out with the series before I give my overall thoughts on it any further. But coming up here soon, we got House of the Dragon Season 2 and The Bear Season 3 dropping an entire season right then. And we got The Boys Season 4. House of the Dragon and The Boys are going to be dropping week to week, so we will have reviews for those coming week to week. We should have the House of the Dragon reviews up Monday. And then, if everything goes according to my plan, I think The Boys is dropping Thursdays, so it should be up Friday. So that's kind of my plan right now. Monday, Friday, they have those weekly reviews and any of the other big movies and things like that coming up. And we're going to have some fun, like, music topics coming up soon, too. There's a 25th anniversary of one of my favorite albums that just came up this year, so we're going to be covering that. And I got a new show that I'm going to be debuting, I think, this week if everything goes according to my plan. So be on the lookout for that. A little more of a news topic show, but a little more shorter form than what we were doing before. Trying something different, trying to figure out this goddamn algorithm on YouTube, y'all. Comment, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, do all that stuff because it seems like the algorithm requires you to do everything possible to interact with the video before they want to push the video out to anybody else. But the channel's growing slowly but surely. We're about to hit 400 subscribers, so thanks to you guys. We're trying to hit that big 1,000 by the end of the year, man. Help your boy get monetized here on YouTube, man. We're trying to get a little extra cheddar cheese. Feed it back into the podcast. Let it pay for itself. You know what I mean? These upgrades don't come cheap. So we appreciate each and every one of you watching and listening out there, over on the podcast feed. Been a little bit dormant over there, but we're working on some new stuff, so bear with me. We're working on a couple things that I'm going to do. This new show that I'm doing here on the channel might end up getting turned into audio format over there. And the Music Focus podcast, I'm working on trying to get full-on format and get some better stuff going for it before I bring it back in full swing so we can really do this right and do it on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. So keep your eyes peeled for that. The Fandom FM Music Audio podcast is going to go under a whole new season and come back stronger than ever. So give me some time to figure that out. And you're going to have some cool stuff here on the channel. But like I said, we're going to have music content here on the channel. Mostly evergreen stuff. And we might do some coverage of No Values. We're going to that festival. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me on this Acolyte review. A little short but sweet. But, don't have too much deep thoughts on it. It's only a couple episodes. A whole lot of story, I'm sure, is still to be unearthed to us. So, yeah. But overall, I give the show a 7 so far. It's solid. It's okay. We'll see where the rest of it goes. And yeah, so thanks for checking this out. Make sure you're clicking all the buttons and interacting with the video as much as you can. Sharing this with your homies and your friends. Letting them know if they like all this nerdy stuff. Come hang out with us, man. It's always all good vibes. It's all love. Whether you agree or disagree, we just love to discuss this stuff here and have a great time doing it. But yeah, man. So like I said, we're gonna cover the rest of the Acolyte season at the end. House of the Dragon, The Boys, and The Bear. All those reviews are going to be coming out. House of the Dragon and The Boys are weekly. We're going to have The Bear come out in one video since it is all one big binge. I'm probably going to try to binge it throughout that week it drops. Drop it the following week. and the X-Men live action review series. I'm going to be recording stuff this week, no doubt. So you should be seeing the X-Men First Class review very soon. And we're going to be leading right up into Deadpool and Wolverine, aka Deadpool 3. So make sure you're sticking around for all that dopeness. We got something for you, I promise. And we're going to get some horror in there too. I'm sure we're going to get some more horror content coming. So thank you for checking this out. Make sure you stay tuned, don't sleep, and stay safe out there, y'all. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.